racist, or are you trained to respond in a certain manner?
Mr. Thomas, sir, I've been called everything from black folk and from white folk. So my response is the same. In order to have a friend, you have to be friendly. In my agency, we're taught de-escalation tactics and de-escalation skills. You know, when two people argue, if you stand in a distance, there's an old saying, never argue with a fool. From a distance, who's the fool? Who's the fool? So we're taught de-escalation tactics. Our officers are also taught to look at pre-assault indicators. You know, before a person becomes assaultable, before they flee or before they're going to harm the officer, that person from a bodily standpoint will do things. He or she will have different body reactions that they're telltale signs to the experienced officer or the trained officer, and he or she they're looking for those things. Mr. Thomas, you said it in the opening statement that everybody wants to go home. Every single person wants to go home. Now it's 3 o'clock in the morning. That baby crying, that's good. It means there's growth in this church. Somebody else said it was Trump. Everybody wants to go home, but it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and most police work is done really after 1 o'clock in the afternoon till about 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, when all you good folks are sleeping, well, a lot of y'all young folks say probably go to bed by 8 o'clock when y'all young, but when the young folks are sleeping between 8 and 6 and 7 in the morning, our officers are out there providing safety and security for you. And I can tell you this, it is sometimes fearful or alarming, and you rely on those training tools that you have or the training that you've been given to get you through that call. So whether the person is white or black in the city of Virginia Beach, that's not really a matter. It's the behavior. Behaviors foster other behaviors.
Well, I would say it's a little different in the city of Norfolk. I'm just kidding. We too, there is no difference between the way we deal with whether you're black or white. It doesn't make a difference. We too, just like Virginia Beach officers have already stated, our desire is to go home each and every day. And our desire is also for the citizens that we come in contact with to go home each and every day. Someone mentioned about there being a number. If we can take a number of 1,000 interactions with police officers on every day, 1,000 in all 7 of our cities, that's 7,000 interactions with citizens daily. And you take that and you multiply that times 3 months, and you take maybe 2 incidents that went wrong that were reported, then another 2 incidents that went wrong that no one reported. That's 4 incidents. 7,000 daily over a 3-month period. That's a lot of interaction with our citizens. And we try our best to make all of them, end them on a pleasant note. Remember, when you come in contact with an officer, you have an opportunity to make his day. Because if he's having a bad day, you might be the person that turns his day around. Just with a smile, thank you, sir, whatever it may be. Just like we take that opportunity to do that with everyone we come in contact with. So don't think that just because you are a citizen, you only have bad days. We officers also have bad days.
So let's find out what we do in Chesapeake. We treat everybody the same way as these officers are speaking of. In rookie school, the officers are taught diversity training. We have diversity training throughout our career. When we go through our 2-year training that we have to have the state requirements. We have a lot of diversity training. We have a chief of police that is very pro-community. We go to all the community meetings. Any event that happens, we are there. We have built bridges with our community before we need the bridge built, and where a lot of departments fail, something happens, and then they try to build that bridge. Now all of a sudden we want your support. Now look at us, we need you. And we in Chesapeake, and I will say it with the neighboring cities also, we know that we have to have the support of the community, all the community, in order to police. We're outnumbered, and if you watch the events that happen in the media, You'll see that they're picking off police officers now that weren't even involved in any incident. Good police officers that were in Dallas that were shot. Police officers in Dallas that were being protested against. And as soon as the shooting took place, these same police officers that are being protested against, they didn't run and hide. They got the group out. They got the group out of the harm's way, and some of them lost their lives doing that. One lady mentioned that after she got shot in her leg, the police officer fell on her back to protect her from any more rounds. So this is what we do. We love our community, and I can tell you this, our community in Chesapeake, the civic leagues that we're members of, they love us. And when we have an encounter with somebody, particularly on a traffic stop, is where we usually have our worst encounters. When we stop somebody with tinted windows, and then they tell the officer as we walk into the car, did you stop me because I'm black, or I'm Hispanic, or I'm a female? And their windows are tinted, we couldn't see in their car. And that already starts the traffic stop off wrong. Or when we stop a vehicle and the driver immediately starts yelling at us. You know, I usually step back and say, you know, when a police officer stops you, he may warn you, he may write you a ticket. There's so many different things that he or she may do as they approach your vehicle. The initial contact between the police and the violator determines what that officer is going to do. And then I tell them that that's not going to help you on this traffic stop, but it may help you on the next one. Then I write them a ticket and send them on their way. But we have stress when we watch people marching, when we watch buildings being burnt down, when we watch officers being shot on the street. We are as stressed as the rest of the community. We don't support it. We don't support officer shootings. No police officer out here wants to go out here and shoot somebody. And we have stress, and we may have just come doing CPR on somebody. We may have just had a bad accident that we left. We may have had to see somebody dying to notify the parents. And all of a sudden now, as we're leaving, we do a traffic stop. And we get all this stress. Last week was one of the stressful weeks of my life. I have a son in the Fire Department Academy, had a rough week, and it was a tough week for me. So when I come out here and I want to do my job, and then I have somebody that gets in my face and stuff, it's tough for me to back up, but I do it. And I do it, and I walk away, and I get in my car, and I get over it. But we have stress. We have home life stress. We have stress at work. We have stress because we feel like people in the community don't like us. We know we're doing good, and we feel like we're not getting support. So we have stress. And all we ask is, if you're in prison, you don't complain on the warden, because it's his world. And when you're on a traffic stop, let the officer do what he has to do. And when it's over with, you file your complaint. And in the city of Chesapeake, every event, traffic stop, is videoed. We have cameras on our shoulder, and everything's videoed. And when we get our complaints, and we put those complaints down and talk to the people, and ask them, are you sure this happened? You sure this happened? Sure this happened? Then we invite them to come look at the video. And never do they come down and look at the video, because they know a lot of this stuff that people say is not true. If you get a ticket, the officer is a bad guy. If you get a warning, he was the nicest officer I ever met in my life. And that's just a simple fact.
Now, you stop someone, traffic stop. You walk up to them. I got a couple of instances, but this is the one that is prevalent on my mind right now. How do you guys and ladies feel when you walk up to do a traffic stop and the first thing you see, you're being videotaped? What frame of mind are you in now? You may have been feeling, okay, let me just stop this and do what I got to do, write this up and go. Then you pull up, that window comes down, and that driver or that passenger has a camera. Now they're taping everything you do and say. How do you feel now? Do you feel threatened? Do you feel like, oh wow, how do you feel? How does that make you feel? And what's your reaction?
At this point in time, with all that's going on in society, people are emotional, they are somewhat afraid, they lack trust. And so I'm an SRO, so I don't make many traffic stops in these days. Recently, we made one. A woman almost hit us in an unmarked vehicle, and so we pulled her over. And when we did, she was trembling. She was trembling bad. And I was on the passenger side, and I can see her very upset. But then she immediately grabbed her camera right after. And I watched her. I covered my partner. I did the things that I was supposed to do. At the same time, I wanted her to feel like she was safe. And if that's what you think that you need to feel safe, and it doesn't put me in jeopardy for me, I'm okay with it. I have to make a choice every day when I'm at work that I'm dealing with people. I'm not dealing with me. I'm not dealing with the police. I'm dealing with citizens, random citizens. They're bringing something to the situation just as I am. So if you feel like you're going to live through this traffic stop by recording it, then by all means do so, because I'm recording you as well. Because I want my command to know that everything that I said I'm doing, and it won't change because I have this camera on. I am going to effect the arrest the way the stop dictates, regardless of what's happening. So if it's your camera or my camera, as long as I go home, we can have video, you can upload it, you can tag my name, like whatever you feel the need to do is fine, as long as it doesn't jeopardize my safety. I can see from the passenger side that she wasn't reaching in her purse. I can see from the passenger side that there was no weapon present. Make sure my partner was aware that I can see her, so he didn't have to be alarmed. The traffic stop went fine. She actually didn't get a ticket. She did record it, but she did, state that she was afraid, that she was nervous. I felt it, I understood it. I did everything in my power to make her feel comfortable, but at the same time, I couldn't compromise our safety to make her feel comfortable. So we did what we had to do. We left the traffic stop. Fortunately, we didn't have to report we were involved in an accident that day, and that was the end of it.
When the camera's on, it really doesn't matter to me.